Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by to watch me today. This is Daisy right here. If this is your first time coming across my video, you are absolutely beautifully welcome. And to all my returning subscribers, thank you. So in today's video, excuse me, in today's video we are going to be talking about how to become a teacher in Brazil. I'm not talking about becoming an English teacher. I'm talking about becoming a kindergarten teacher or a secondary school teacher. Okay, so we're going to be limiting it to secondary school. We are not going to be talking about university at this point. So just basically nursery, kindergarten, and also secondary school. Okay, so 3 levels. So this is for my foreign people, my fellow foreigners all over the world. Okay, this is a video for you to create an awareness or give you the right information on how to become a teacher in Brazil. Okay, so becoming a teacher in Brazil is one of the best ways to have the best professions. I don't know how to say what I want to say. It's one of the best ways to have an amazing job in Brazil. Okay, so like we know, it can be very difficult to get a job in Brazil, and most of the jobs you get, if you're not careful, are just like, say, factory workers and all these factory things and all these construction workers and all of that. But if you want to really work in a very good field, earning relatively averagely okay, then becoming a teacher is absolutely an amazing way to go, especially if you are very good at teaching people. Okay, even if you're not a teacher right now, you have never been a teacher, you can start considering becoming a teacher as long as you have very good skills, teaching skills. Okay, even if you don't have, but you can develop, you can build your teaching skills, then you're good to go as well. So now today I'm going to be talking about all it takes, okay, to become a teacher in Brazil. See, very intellectual jobs in Brazil can be very difficult to get in terms of interview. Now, I'm not talking about in terms of difficulty getting the job. I'm talking about in terms of passing your interviews. Anything intellectual in Brazil, I have never seen a country so far. All the countries that I've been to, Brazil has been the most difficult country, to get an intellectual to pass your interview. Okay, for an intellectual job. When I mean intellectual job, jobs that requires education. Okay, so I'm not talking construction, I'm not talking factory workers and all of that. Those ones are quite easy to get, okay, when it comes to passing your interviews. But when it comes to becoming a teacher, a doctor, a banker, all of these kind of jobs, you have to do so much to get to pass your interviews. I swear down. So now because they don't settle for less. They give you back to back when it comes to your interviews. They screen. You know what they mean, screening? I have never, in all the countries I've been to, this is the most toughest country so far. Okay, this is the most, that when you are going for interview, I'm talking for an intellectual job, a job that requires great education. I'm not talking unskilled jobs. Okay, so they will screen you. You know the meaning, the word screening, the word interview. Yes, Brazil is that country. And you see, sometimes you might not even get to that interview stage. Your CV alone, they will scrutinize your CV to know whether you qualify or not. It is from that stage you start feeling the heat. They don't take less for an answer. Okay, so I just wanted to alert you in case you're going for any interview or you are submitting your CV for any intellectual job in Brazil. Make sure your CV is on point and carries all the necessary requirements. Just listen, when you're applying to any highly educated or educational job in Brazil or any intellectual job in Brazil, just make sure that whatever they ask, you are giving it. Because if you go less, any little less, you're not going to pass that CV stage. Yes, that is Brazil for you. Anyway, so let's dive right into what you need to become a teacher. Nursery school teacher, kindergarten teacher, and also a secondary school teacher in Brazil as a foreigner. All right, so the number one thing you need to have is your bachelor's degree. Okay, I know a whole lot of us who are teachers, we have bachelor's degree in education and all that stuff, But guess what? A bachelor's degree in education in Brazil is not recognized, no matter where you studied it from. Shocking, right? Unlike when you go to Dubai, when you go to UK, when you go to Australia, at least your bachelor's degree in education can work for you. But you see in Brazil, that's your first degree in education will not work for you. You guess what? Just ask me. So what do they need? What they actually need as a requirement, number one thing you need to have, whether you want to teach at the secondary school stage, you want to teach at the kindergarten stage, you want to teach at the nursery school stage, number one thing you need to have is a bachelor's degree in pedagogy. Read my lips, pedagogy. And they don't accept anything less. If you like, study in Cambridge. If you like, study in the best universities in the world, in US, Canada, Australia, blah, 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 blah. As long as it's not pedagogy, you are not getting into that school system in Brazil. Okay? So I just wanted to hint you on that. Now, I also want to let you know that having a degree in pedagogy is it's the most important thing ever. Whether you want to become an assistant teacher or you want to become a teacher, it doesn't matter. That first degree in pedagogy is what they need. You might say, oh, but for an assistant, you should accept a diploma. In other countries, they accept like a diploma, a cash level 3, a cash level 2. They accept in UK, in Dubai, they accept all those. If you want to become a teaching assistant, they can still accept a diploma from you. But you see in Brazil, they don't settle for less. Even though you're going for an assistant teaching position, they still need you to give to them or provide for them a first degree, a bachelor's degree in pedagogy. They don't care whether you are applying for a teaching role or the main lead teacher role, or you're applying for a teaching assistant, which is the half of a teacher. They don't care. Just give to them a bachelor's degree in pedagogy. Have you heard me? Okay, so that is it. First degree in pedagogy and nothing more. And then experience. Now, even though you don't have so much experience, you see, because you have that first degree in pedagogy, you have sweetened their hearts. You have given them all that they need to work with you with. Do you understand? So, but it is also important that if you have experiences, absolutely amazing. But the most important thing, the key thing is that first degree in pedagogy. Pedagogy is also, it's like the method of teaching, okay? The method of teaching is what pedagogy is all about, and that is exactly what they need. Now, as a foreigner, you get into Brazil, you might want to ask yourself, you're talking about becoming a teacher in Brazil. What about the Portuguese language? How can I teach when I don't even understand the Portuguese language? Guess what? You can actually teach in bilingual schools. Bilingual schools means schools that two languages are spoken. Okay, trilingual is 3 languages and so on and so forth. So when they say bilingual, means 2, and usually they have schools here that they speak English and also Portuguese. So those type of schools are your targets. Okay, those type of schools are your target because usually they expect you to speak 2 languages, but then if you don't speak Portuguese that much, you can still be forgiven, because at the end of the day, they need your English. English is very scarce in this country. English is very, very expensive in this country. So as soon as you know how to speak English, you have melted their hearts, though they will expect you to start learning Portuguese somehow. Okay, so you need to work on your Portuguese language skills, but as long as you can speak English, you have your first degree in pedagogy, boom, you're good to go. Wallahi. And it's actually, I don't know if I've said it before, it's actually a good way to have a good job in this country and a good profession without you sweating under the sun, under construction. As a construction worker, I'm sorry to say, it's not like I'm making fun of construction workers, but I'm really trying to let you know, you can practically live a good and comfortable life in the midst of struggles in Brazil as a teacher. Okay, are you getting my point? So let's say you get here in Brazil and you don't have a degree in pedagogy. What can you do? You have your first degree in education, which they don't consider as anything. What can you do? You can still study. You can still go back to school. You can absolutely go back to school here in Brazil. You don't have to go to the main, like the public school. If it's difficult for you to gain admission in the public university, which is absolutely free, it's okay. You can apply to private universities that are not expensive at all. There are lots of private universities. Some of them they offer their courses online. Some of them you still have to go to school, to go to their main school, but they're usually not expensive. So you can just enroll and start embarking on that journey to gain that first degree or bachelor's degree in pedagogy. So let's even assume you have not been in the education field at all, like you have not studied at all for your first degree, and you don't have a bachelor's degree in education, you have never taught before, and you just want, because maybe you're inspired by this video and you just want to start your teaching, journey. You can still go back to, you can go to school, yeah, even if you have other degrees in other areas, or you don't even have at all, but you want to start, you can start. Like I said, if you try the public schools, public universities, and it's competitive, you're not able to get admission, there are lots of private institutions, private universities here that offers these courses absolutely for cheap, very, very cheap. So all hope is not lost. And as soon as you're done, I think they'll put you through practicals. You go for internships and all of that stuff. So by that way, you gain experiences. You can add all of that experience during your internship on your CV. Boom, you have an experience, or you already have experiences through that means. Okay, so that's a way to go about it. Now, like I said, now before I don't want to forget this. Now, one thing you should know is, if you're studying pedagogy, if you're studying a pedagogy course online, before it was actually possible to study a pedagogy, a degree, a bachelor's degree course, a pedagogy course online, absolutely online, like you don't need to go to the class or school. But recently, I think last year, 2025, the government changed the whole system, that as much as you can study your pedagogy course online, you still have to, in some cases, go to the school premises to do some practicals and all of that stuff. So they have, abolished the fact that you can study pedagogy, your bachelor's degree pedagogy course online solely. Okay, so you will be in between online and offline. In case you have other things to do, or you have your part-time job or whatever it is, you will still be able to do other jobs, but have it at the back of your mind that as much as you're going to school online, you would also be needed at some point during your course, to appear in the school for certain practicals or certain things. Okay, strictly by the government. Okay, the government made this so that is it. That is it from me today. It would be amazing if you have great experiences and all of that stuff, but have it at the back of your mind. If you have a bachelor's degree in education, you still need to work on yourself. For a pedagogy is needed. For a teaching assistant, a first degree in pedagogy is needed. As a teacher, a first degree in pedagogy is needed. They don't settle for less. And when you're going for your interviews, prepare well. Before you even go for your interview, your CV. Make sure it's on point, because it is from that CV level they will scrutinize and scrutinize your life. Okay, if you don't get that pedagogy thing right, you are not going anywhere. So just have them that pedagogy course, your first degree in pedagogy, and then you would be highly considered, and you probably might move to the next stage. And when you move to the next stage, make sure you prepare yourself well for that interview. And I assure you, you will be working in an international school, like schools, established by Americans, Australians, Russians. They are here in Brazil. All they need you to do is just have the right certificate, and then boom, you'll be teaching them. Okay, so it's actually very, very possible, as someone who doesn't speak Portuguese language, to become a teacher right here in Brazil in bilingual schools. I have actually seen trilingual schools. That's a Russian school. They speak Russian, English, and also Portuguese. That's amazing, right? But that kind of school will be very expensive. Okay, but anyway, that is it from me today. If you have questions for me, put it down in the comment section below. Remember, teaching in Brazil or any highly skilled job does not come easy. You have to work hard. You have to put your CVs right. You have to get the right education. If they tell you this is what we need, just make sure you are needed. They don't consider anything. Sometimes miracle, I don't know, miracles can work for you in this case. Who knows? Anyway, that is it from me today. Thank you so much for watching me. Oh my god, my case today be like say I'll be a pro code today. Anyway, thank you so much for watching me. I will definitely see you in my next video. Have an amazing day, everybody. Bye bye. Don't forget to ask me your question down. I'll see you. Bye.